Okay, price elasticity of supply tutorial. Start off with your definition of Pes, please. Write it down. Pause the video. Okay, so you should have got Pes measures the responsiveness of quantity supplied of a good or a service to a change in price. You can pause the video now again. Write down the formula for Pes. So you should have got Pes is equal to the percentage change in quantity supplied over percentage change in price. Always remember you Q before you P. So the Q goes on top, the quantity supplied goes on top of the price. Next question, what is Pes always? So you should know that Pes is always positive. The coefficient, the answer to the formula should always be positive because of the positive relationship between price and quantity supplied, which we've looked at in a previous tutorial. So now the different coefficients, you can write them down. So you can write down greater than 1, infinity, 1, greater than 1, and infinity, and see if you can identify what kind of elasticity, what kind of pairs each of them has. So you should have got, if it was 0, it's perfectly inelastic. That means that price can change. It can go up very high, it can go very low, but the supply from producers will not budge. If it's less than 1, it's inelastic. So you're talking about something like 0.1, 0.9, 0.6. That means that the Pes is inelastic, so the price might have went up by quite a lot, but the responsiveness of supply has been quite tame. It's not increased. It's increased by a less than percentage. If it was 1, it means that Pes is unitary. That means that there was the exact same percentage change in supply as there was in price. So they both went up, say, by 10%, 3%, etc. If Pes is greater than 1, so if Pes was 2 or 10 or 15, that meant that the elasticity of supply, it was very responsive to the change in price. Okay, so price went up by 5%. In this case, Pes would have went up by something like 15%. And if it is infinity, which is an 8 sideways, that's the symbol, it means it's perfectly elastic. So it's only at that price there is a market. Suppliers are willing to supply the product. If price changes for whatever reason, the supply is gone. Okay, so you need to know them coefficients, and now you can have a go at drawing all the diagrams. So for each of them, for 0, for less than 1, greater than 1, 1, and infinity, draw what the supply curves look like. You can pause the video. So you should have got these. So you can see perfectly inelastic is a straight vertical line. Elastic is it's very shallow. So a small change in price causes a large change in quantity supplied. Inelastic is steep, very steep up the ways, and that means that a small change in, or a large change in price only causes a small change in quantity supplied. Perfectly elastic is a straight horizontal line, and unitary is a 45-degree line that shows that a percentage change in price causes the exact same percentage increase or decrease in quantity supplied. Okay, and the final thing that you have to recall about Pes are the determinants of Pes. So you can pause the video and see if you can identify the determinants of Pes. So you should have got TAS. Okay, time, availability of stock, and spare capacity. They are the 3 determinants of Pes. Sorry, that should say not PED. So for example, if the main 2 to look at there, I suppose, is spare capacity. If a firm has got a lot of spare capacity, so say they have got all their workers working part-time at the minute, and the demand for the final product increases, they'd have quite a substantial amount of spare capacity. So they could definitely increase output, increase supply by increasing production to match the increase in price by making all their workers work full-time. Same for capital equipment. If they're not fully utilising all their capital equipment, all their machines, all their factory space, they could easily increase capacity to meet the increase in price, which means their Pes would be elastic, it would be responsive. Again, availability of stock. If a firm has got a lot of final products or semi-manufactured products that are nearly ready to be assembled in the final products, they can meet increases in demand very easily. If they don't have any stock whatsoever, so from a business perspective, if they maybe run just-in-time production, they would not be able to meet the increase in price by a change in quantity supplied. So in that regards, it would be inelastic. And time, agricultural products have a more inelastic Pes because it takes a long time to grow crops and grow agricultural products. So if the price goes up substantially, you will not see a large increase in supply because it takes a long time for them to grow. Okay, if the production process is very quick and short, like a manufactured product, you would expect to see a more elastic supply. Okay, so that is price elasticity of supply. You can recap that by going through the questions again and pausing the video and trying to get them all right.